Good evening and welcome. I am Amarachi Ubani. Tonight, the President focuses his searchlight on the civil service as is committed to tackling corruption. Delta State government dismisses reports of cholera outbreak in some parts of the state. Ogidi community in Anambra State faces battle with nature as flood ravages the village. And more debris washes ashore on the Indian Ocean island of Réunion. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, may have resolved to deal with corruption within the civil service before moving on. Against this backdrop, he has directed the Auditor General of the Federation to ensure that all outstanding audit queries to parastatals and ministries are replied within 30 days. The President's Special Assistant on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, in a statement today explained that the President is displeased with the unanswered queries sent to different parastatals about their financial status. He said the President is irrevocably committed to tackling administrative and bureaucratic corruption head-on. He says the era of impunity is gone and the President is taking the war on corruption to the civil service as he's not happy that the standard operating procedures and financial regulations are no longer being observed as they should be. He adds that from now on, the civil servants will pay a heavy price for violating financial regulations or disregarding audit queries. A statement also stressed that the President is determined to stop situations where officials, rather than make responses to audit queries, resort to threatening, bribing, or mounting other forms of social pressure on the auditors. Confusion has enveloped the Boko community in Obingwa Local Government Council of Abia State as unidentified assailants burnt down the office of the Independent National Electoral Commission. According to eyewitnesses, the hoodlums arrived at the INEC office at about 11 in the morning today, brandishing guns, knives, axes, and gallons of petrol, and also chanting songs of war. Confirming the incident, the police public relations officer said the investigation has commenced, but that the cause of the fire remains unknown. Also that no arrests have been made. He thereafter urged anyone with useful information to make such available to the police. During his visit to the scene of the incidents, the state governor, Okezie Ikpeazu, condemned the attack and charged the police to bring the perpetrators to justice. The All Progressive Grand Alliance, APGA, is contesting the governorship results in Abia State, and Obingwa is the highest voting strength of over 182,000 registered voters. The military today dealt what might be described as a devastating blow on regrouping terrorists who had gathered in Beta village in Borno to resume their activities. But it was tragedy for the terrorists as a large number of the insurgents were reportedly killed in the combined efforts of the Air Force and the Nigerian Army ground troops. According to the spokesperson for the Nigerian Air Force, Air Commodore Dele Alonge, the Nigeria Air Force planes arms reconnaissance along Beta Gwoza Road and Yemtega in Borno State have been successful. He assures that the Air Force will continue to offer assistance to the Army in the war against terror. More than 130,000 locals from the 20 local councils in Borno State dislodged by insurgents are living in camps spread across the capital city and elsewhere. Battered and traumatized, many are dealing with one illness or the other, but the Nigerian Air Force has come to their rescue, giving free medical care to the internally displaced persons living in makeshift camps across the state. For them, the intervention by the Nigerian Air Force could not have come at a better time.
Seen quite a spectrum of disorders ranging from infestations, malaria, schistosomiasis and other infestations, then infections, typhoid, diseases, diarrheal diseases, of course, you know, that is very common in camps like this. Then we have a lot of old people, diabetes mellitus, hypertension, osteoarthritis, a lot of non-communicable, both communicable and non-communicable diseases are here. We've seen quite a spectrum of these disorders. The Chief of the Air Staff has given us enough resources, as a matter of fact, to carry out this exercise. We have about 8 doctors attending to patients here, and not to talk of other supporting medical staff, the nurses, laboratory staff, and pharmacists.
In the meantime, palpable fear enveloped parts of Delta State during the week following rumors of an outbreak of cholera. But these seem to have been cleared as the state's Ministry of Health says there is no cause for alarm. The permanent secretary at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Sunday Otobo, said in a press statement that there is no confirmed outbreak of cholera in any part of Delta State except in instances of stooling and vomiting recorded in Alaja community.
This is Alaja, a community in Udu local government area of Delta State, where sudden rumors of cholera outbreak was making round. The rumor may have spread considering the living condition of the people of this community. Their major source of drinking water is this river. Some also draw water for drinking from this well. But after several tests and analysis, it has been confirmed that there is no case of cholera outbreak in the community.
From the case analysis and laboratory investigations of stool samples and water collected from the community, we've not had any confirmed case of cholera. So, as you know, what we're dealing with is an explosive case of gastroenteritis, explosive in sense of the severity and the number of cases involved.
So far, 96 cases of the gastroenteritis have been established in the area, and the residents are appealing to the state government to provide them with potable water.
Water no day, better water would they drink in no day, would they suffer for water well. So we need water.
We drink water from the well, as you can see. We use bucket with rope and fetch water from the well. Then we drink it and we use it to bath, we use it to cook.
The chairman of Udu Local Government Council, who met with stakeholders at the Community Health Center in Alaja, says the government is not resting on its oars to ensuring a healthy living for the people of the community.
We decided to attack the source of water supply, drinking water. And that is why the council, as a proactive measure, immediately decided to give them 5 monopumps. But the governor yesterday directed that the Minister of Water Resources rehabilitate the existing water scheme.
Suspicions of cholera outbreak may be ruled out for now. But the earlier the state and local governments step up action in ensuring that the community is provided with potable water and healthy environment, the better and safer for the community.
To crime and criminality now. Kaduna may be too hot for criminals to operating, as the police says it has arrested 33 suspects and also discovered an illegal arms manufacturing factory in Jema local government area of the state. The Commissioner of Police, Umar Shehu, while parading suspects at the command, urged the public to cooperate more with the force in order to rid the state of criminals.
The police command in Kaduna State. Suspects paraded alongside guns and ammunition, allegedly used for operations. Some of these arms are believed to have been discovered when the police raided what they call an illegal arms and ammunition factory in Kokum village, Jama local government area of the state. Other items recovered by the police include some equipment used for the fabrication of rifles and other dangerous weapons.
Residents of Romo Bello and Ali Bello, alias Alisco, were raided for unlawful possession of firearms, which they used in terrorizing Bade and the Jagindi villages. The following exhibits were recovered in their houses.
However, some of the suspects have denied involvement in the crime. One of them, said to be a specialist in the manufacturing of local guns, explains he is doing it for clandestine purposes. Meanwhile, the police has promised not to relent in its fight against criminals.
Investigation is ongoing. At the end of it, it will be charged to court. So the Commissioner of Police is assuring members of the public of the readiness of the command to right state of all criminal elements irrespective of religious strife and status, and he urged residents of the Kaduna State to continue assisting the command with useful information to track down criminals from the nooks and the crannies of the state.
While all the suspects are still in detention and the police await the completion of the investigation to charge them to court, they ask citizens to cooperate with the force and supply information that will help rid the state of crime.
In part two, after the break, Africans living in the UK seek reparation for slavery. That's in a moment. Please join us again.